Guys, good morning. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Hi, good afternoon. Rishabh, your voice is a bit low.
Bit
Can you please?
low.
Yeah,
Okay. How about now? Still the same, or should I
still same.
scream out loud?
Yeah, I think that would work.
Okay, I'll start screaming so that everyone can hear me out.
Sure.
How about others? Everyone is facing the same issue, like they cannot hear me, they cannot. They want me to scream out loud so that I pull my lungs out and you can hear me, guys. In laptop, it is clear. Okay, let's see.
Good morning, Rishabh.
Good morning, Rajesh.
Right. Rishabh, now it's better.
It's better. So basically, I
Yeah.
have to rotate it every time.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. We'll begin at around 12:05. Let some more people be in. Good afternoon, Rakesh, Vandana, Sagar, and everyone. I think participants are same. So, Rishabh, we can start.
Perfect. Got
Yeah.
it. Okay, guys. First thing first, can you hear me out or not? So, do you have any issues with my mic today as well? If not, or if yes, I'll just switch off this headphone and start speaking with the help of the laptop. So, first, loud and clear, Captain. Thank you so much, Rakesh. Uh, Hello and welcome and good afternoon to the another webinar of Coffee with Rishabh. Today, in this webinar, we are going to understand on a particular topic. In next two webinars, that is today and tomorrow, we will be not covering, we will be just touching around the basis of most important forms that are widely used across USA. First form is form number 1065. But before I start speaking, let me tell you one thing. I have three monitors. One is over here, right? One is over here, and another one is over here. So currently, I'm looking at the right one, and that's why the angle of the camera is it's slanted, like it's on 65-degree angle. So sorry for that inconvenience, but in some time, my face will be in front of the screen, and you can see me, my small eyes clearly. So moving ahead. Uh, Before we start, as I usually say, guys, go get your chai, tea, coffee, sit back and relax. Now from this point onwards, I'll be taking care of everything. This is my responsibility and only my responsibility to make you understand everything. A caution note that it's not possible to teach you or anyone else the entire form in a time ratio of 60 to 90 minutes. For that, we will be hosting our classes in the month of April. And in those classes, in those EA classes, we will be giving you in-depth knowledge of all the forms, whether it's the form number 1040 or it's 1065, 1120s or 1120. Every single minute concept will be covered up. But in these webinars, this is just an overview for all those people who are interested in coming into the US taxation industry, and they need to understand what we are going to do once we have cleared our examinations, once we have entered into or we have taken a decision to enter in the US taxation. So these webinars are specifically targeting on the gray areas or on those areas where you can see the beauty, the world behind the taxation, what you guys are going to do in after becoming an EA, after becoming a CPA, what forms you are going to prepare, I mean to say. So the very first form which is very close to me where I have started working, or that made my career, is form number 1065. Let me share my screen and then we will start our conversation. But before that, my dear friends, before that, I need to know how many people are from the US taxation. And when I say US taxation, how many of you have prepared form number 1065? And those who have not prepared form 1065, they can straight away type other, and in bracket they can mention text. So just start to see, we haven't created a poll as of now, but you can uh, type your message in the chat box. So Rakesh is from text. uh, then we have Shanti, I guess it's Shanti is from, have I said it rightly? It's Shanti.
Yeah.
Okay, Shanti is from US taxation. So nobody is from like form 1065. And it's afternoon time. I know most of you are might be feeling hungry. So it's a better option. See, I stop my craving is that I just have a cup of coffee and it stops my craving. And by now you might have understood I'm big time coffee lover. So yes, I do love coffee.
Dishank has replied, I have theoretical knowledge, but I have no practical knowledge.
Okay, you have a theoretical knowledge. What about others? We have approximately 19 participants, and I know we need every single person's participation. I need everyone answers. So, guys, cheer up, get going, type your answer. For 15, sorry, for 60 minutes you can just stop texting your girlfriends or wife, and you can just tell them I'm busy, I'll talk to you later on, TTYL, take care and whatever. So just have attention over me, I'll be your girlfriend, wife for next 60, 70, 90 minutes, whatever you want me. So please go, please type your messages so that I can have a clear idea, clear picture about the audience we are having. Accountant tax, Vanna. So we have a person who is completely fresh. Sagar is from MBA background. No worries. Jay is from audit. Sagar, don't worry, buddy. I'm here. Jay, again for you, I'm here for you, buddy. Gaurav Deep, fresher. No issues. CA apprentice. Okay, so Rakesh, you might be doing CA internship. I guess so. Yeah, you have done your internship, so probably you are into CA final. No worries. Next, accountant and CA inter. Mayur is accountant and CA inter. Akash, I'm practicing chartered accountant but fresher in US taxation. Okay, we have a legend with us, Akash. He's a chartered accountant. Welcome.
Very diversified audience we have
We
today.
are having
Very
today. Yeah.
nice.
Anyone else? Anyone else want to give their inside input? Then we will start talking, or we will start having the actual picture of what we are going inside the US taxation, US audit. So from my understanding, I have understood there are three categories. One of them is the chartered accountants. Second is those people who are into CA final or CA IPCC, and third one is I can categorize as audit, or you can say from MBAs or other streams. So it is completely a diversified field, and I believe nobody has ever seen these forms that I am talking about, whether it's form number 1065, 1120, 1120s, and even 1040. So no issues, no issues. If today you did not understand what I am saying, what these forms are, what terminologies I'm using, it is completely okay, guys. In 60 minutes, you cannot understand the entire law, entire structure of US taxation. It is just an overview. So even if after these few minutes or couple of minutes, if someone is feeling like I did not understood anything, don't worry, Because when I was doing my CPA, it took me 1 year to understand the entire concept. And even in when I came into this US taxation, it took me around I'm sorry, it took me 3 months to understand the entire concept which I have learned in my CPA. So just chill. As I always say, get your chai, coffee, tea, charge, sit back, put your seat on recliner, and let's start. Let's start what we are going to understand.
Rishabh,
Yeah.
just a question. Do you want to put some poll so you
Uh,
can tell Mithi? Should I
I
give?
don't think so. We need any kind of pool as of now. Because whatever knowledge or understanding I need about the crowd, I already get got this from the chat. So I don't think so. We need any kind of pool as of now.
Okay.
Perfect, guys. Can you see my screen? And if you can see my screen, which screen is visible to you?
Form 1065.
Form 1065. Perfect, guys. So let's start my doodling. Where's my pen? So in US taxation, we have generally three sort of forms, three major forms in corporate and one in for the individual. For individual, we generally have form 1040. For corporate, I will write it as individual, IND. For corporates, we have three different forms. Okay, the first form, which is called as 1065, then the second form is called as 1120s, and sorry, 1120s, and then there is 1120. 1065 is used for those people or those firms that are having a business or that have made a business as a partnership. So they have an arrangement that is called as partnership. Okay, 1120 and 1120s, these are basically called as corporates. Okay, for corporates, we are going to use these two forms, which is called as 1120s. For corporates, basically, we will be using two forms, 1120s and 1120. They are two separate forms. But now, people might be thinking, why, if there is a one particular corporate, then why two separate forms has been created? To answer this thing, you have to wait for another 24 hours because this thing will be covered tomorrow. If I'm going to answer it right now, I'll have a less content for tomorrow. Okay, so currently my entire focus is on only one area, which is called as 1065. 1065 is also known as US return of partnership income. So if you have formed a partnership in which two or three partners are involved, and then they are doing some sort of business, at that point of time you have to use a form 1065. Now, if you have understood, if you have noticed one thing, I'm continuously saying 1040, 1065, 1120. I was not pronouncing or repeating these names as 1120, or I'm not saying as 1120. So if you are, this is the first tip I'm giving you. If ever you want to appear for an interview and you want to crack down an interview, the first test that the people on the interviewer chair they test is how you pronounce the name of these forms. The pronunciation is very, very important. People in USA, they generally judge you by the way you pronounce these forms name. So if someone says 1065 or someone says is 1120, you will be straight away rejected. So the way you have to pronounce these names is 1065, 1120, 1120s. Okay. Second thing, see, we are born and brought up in India. The way we used to pronounce a particular digit of number is like if we want to write 1 lakh. Okay, this is how we write 1 lakh. Okay, and we pronounce it as 1 lakh. But in USA, these people call this particular digit or denomination as $100,000. Okay, there is no 10 lakh, there is basically 1 million. So this is how we have to pronounce the names. To be very honest, even today I'm struggling how to pronounce these names, because whenever I am having conversation with my partners or people who are there in US and I want to explain it, this number has been this much, this number has been this much, I most of the times I used to pronounce it like 1 lakh, 1 lakh 55,325, 10 lakh 25,000. So this is my habit because we are born and brought up in India, and it takes years and years to learn these kind of terminology, and we cannot reduce down, or we cannot eliminate these kind of terminologies in just 1 or 2 or 3 years. It takes some time, but it's okay. We can change our habits. So two things you have to remember: how you have to pronounce the name of the forms, and second thing, how you have to pronounce the numbering names. It's not 1 lakh, it's 100,000 dollars. Is that right? Moving ahead, moving ahead. How many of you? Okay, first let's have a look. Have a look about this form. Is this screen visible to you properly? Like, can you see the screen properly, easily? The words are visible to you. Should I enlarge it more? Perfect, clear. So, guys, just I'm scrolling down. Have a look on the form. Have a look on the form. Okay, just have a look. Okay, so I have scrolled it down from top to bottom, and few of the people who are sitting on their chairs and sipping their cup of coffee, and they might be feeling, from beneath they are feeling like, hey ma, mata ji, ye sab kya hai? To be very honest, don't worry. See, this is too much of information included in this. Over the period of time, we utilize these kind of information, but from the learning perspective, not every single line that is mentioned over here is useful for you as of now. Most of those things are used in the practical life. Okay, so don't worry. Just see what flow, with which flow we are going out. Okay. Okay, so 10 form 1065 is basically divided into 5 pages. Okay, in these 5 pages, we are going to describe, or we are going to mention every single detail of our firm, and we are going to tell IRS or Uncle Sam. IRS is basically the income tax department of US, and personally, I called his Uncle Sam. Okay, Uncle Sam. Generally, we are telling Uncle Sam that these are my information. This is my income, and this is my expenses. This is my capital. This is my equity. This is my assets, and this is my liability. The entire form 1065, we are going to mention these things. This is the only thing we for which we use 1065. What is the basic purpose when we are doing a business? For what we are running for? We are basically running for profit. How we attain a profit? How we attain a profit? Profit is generally attained by net income. Okay, minus all expenses, and we get our profit. Is that right? This is how we get a profit. Generally, we get a profit by this thing. Maybe some people might be there, as someone said, that we have a chartered accountant in our batch or in our audience. So he might say net income less cost of goods sold. Sorry. Net income less cost of goods sold minus the expenses, and then we get a profit. Okay, I agree with him what he's saying, and this is what I have explained you the entire form 1065. 1065 is nothing, just the bifurcation or reclassification of the inputs that we are going to introduce in our form. If you can see, if you can see this particular section talks about what income, whatever income you have generated from doing through your business is mentioned over here. The entire gross receipts or gross sales, or if there are any kind of returns, or if you are providing some sort of services, then Income from generated from those services are included in the first segment, not the part. I'm using a word segment. This income section is in this income section we include all those incomes. Perfect, guys. Are we are on the same page or not? Is it clear? Like income, just simple income, whatever money, however we are generating our money is included in this particular segment, making it very, very simple. Guys, I need a answer, yes or no, or maybe. Perfect, Rakesh. Perfect, Mayur. Perfect, Manna. Shanti. Thank you, Sagar. Yeah, this is how I want interaction. I love it. Then we talk about a one word, cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold, there is a particular line which is talks about cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold is nothing, the cost of material we used in our production. Okay, for that a separate form is used. Let's stop over here. We are not going to form number 1125A as of now we are sticking to form 1065. Then I'll be moving to separate forms. Okay, then we will be coming to our total income or loss, or we can say the gross profit. And after receiving the gross profits, we will be dividing, or we will be mentioning everything, or I can say all the deductions or all the expenses are being classified in the second segment of form 1065. Now, important thing is that this first segment and second segment is specifically related to one thing, which is the business of the partnership firm. So if you are earning any other income from any other sources, I'll give you one example of that, is classified, but it is classified at some other part, some other area. Okay, so if you are running a business of a partnership firm, let's say for example, I am a doctor, and I and my wife, yes, I'm married. My wife, we are running a we have a partnership firm, and we are running a business of providing services as a medical doctor. Also, as a doctor, we provide consultancy services or surgery services. Now we are generating certain income. Okay, so all those incomes generated with the help of the business are classified over here, specifically talking about the business income. Perfect. Okay, guys, up till here no issues. Even if you are having any issues, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, बाद में समझाएंगे. थोड़ा सा I got more excited and I moved ahead, but let's talk about something about how this form starts. On the topmost part, on the page one topmost part, we generally talk about, or the form generally talks about the information that is related to your business. When it is started, what is the name of the business, what is the address, what is the principal activity of this business, what are the product or services are being provided. We generally provide such kind of information. In the another, just below segment, just below this area, this this particular information or this particular segment talks about the return status, whether you are filing this return for the very first time, whether you are filing this return for the final time. That means final time means that you are dissolving your partnership, or did you change the name of the firm. So the first page, whenever we talk about, now another tip that I'm giving you, when you go into the practice or when you start working in some forms, your senior would be say that you made a mistake on page number 3, you made a mistake on page number 5. Then he is indirectly telling you that move to page number 3. Now let's say what is page number 3. Okay, page number 1, page number 2. How I am telling you page number 2? This is the page number 2. Okay, this is page number 3. Okay, now if your senior says that on page number 3, line number 11, there is a mistake, it should be yes, you have marked it as no, then you have to change it over here. Okay, hold on, this is just a tip, don't worry. आगे बढ़ते हैं अपन. So page 1 talks about your income and expenses. Page 1 talks about the information related to the business. What exactly is there? What exactly your business place is, where you are located, what is the source of income, or I can say what is the product services code, when it is started, the accounting method, and these kind of information. But now on page number 2, 3, we will be, or the form talks about the various other formalities. Okay, formalities. These are basically other information which IRS keeps on looking. The most important thing is that where IRS keeps an eye on is the part schedule B part 1. It talks about your partnership formation, what kind of partnership formation it is, whether it is a domestic partnership, limited partnership, it is a general partnership, it is limited liability company, which is also called as LLCs. We do have another form which is called as LLCs. So in part number, or I can say on page number 2 and on page number 3, it is specifically talks about the related information which is necessary for the understanding of the firm. What sort of business you are doing, what type of partnership it is, whether it is a general partnership or something like that. How many partners are included, if there is a partner who is having more than 20% of holding in another corporate. Okay, okay, let me show it to you, don't worry. If you see over there, point number 3, there are two segments. What is wrong? 20%, 20%. See, page number 1 we have discussed. Page number 1 talks about what about your income and expenses. Page number 2 and 3 talks about the informational purpose. Now, whose information we are going to ask? Information of the partners that are involved into that particular partnership firm. So, supposingly, now IRS wants to know key, if there is a person in your firm that is having an more than 20% holding in some organization, in some corporate, in another partnership firm, then we have to tell the IRS कि भैया भैया हमारे पास में ये person है, उसकी information को हमको यहाँ पर include करना पड़ेगा. So basically general. Okay guys, I'm not going into detail, I'm again mentioning, but I'm just giving you an overview. Now this overview says that we will be on page number 2 and 3, we will be giving you more insights about the partnership firm. We are giving you more details about the partnership firm. Now this does not include the mechanical numbers, the numbers that we have shown on page number 1 and we will be moving ahead with page number 4 and 5. This is just the basic understanding, basic forms, basic information that are being required. Okay, before moving ahead, let me tell you one more thing. It is basically a comparison. Now we have a CA personality with us. Okay, I would like simple answer from the person who mentioned that he's a chartered accountant. So can you just pop yes or no so that I can take your name? I do not remember your name. Akash. Perfect. So Akash, uh, if there is a partnership firm, okay, in India I'm talking about, I need a knowledge from a CA perspective, and I do not have a single ounce of knowledge of Indian partnership and how those returns are being filed. Okay, now this is a piece of cake, this is the beauty of US taxation. In India, if supposingly you are having a partnership firm, who is going to bear those taxes? Point number A, the partnership firm. Point number B, the partners involved. Perfect. We got two answers. Anyone else? So most of our Indian folks are completely aware that the firm is going to bear the tax liability or the taxation if the firm is registered in India. Perfect. Now, what if I say, and okay, on top of it, can you just please tell me the rate of percentage that is being charged on the Indian partnership firms? Like if they have 30%. Perfect. Thank you so much, Pat. So if a partnership firm is registered in India, then that partnership firm has to bear the taxes of whatever income or the profit they have earned. Am I right or I am right? Perfect. But the beauty of US taxation in form number 1065, now remember my words, listen to me carefully. Form number 1065 and 1120S, these partnership firms or these corporates do not have to bear any sort of tax. I'll say it one more time. Whatever earning these firms are generating, these partnership firm do not have to incur or pay any kind of tax liability at federal level. Federal level means US tax. US is called as federal taxation. बराबर? Now people might be thinking of, अरे भैया ये क्या हो गया? Partnership firm is registered in US and partnership firm is not paying any kind of taxes. Why? Oh, we have a question. Why? So the beauty. Let's compare it one more time. Let's compare it one more time. May just people are already might they these people have might already filed in partnership firm taxation or something in India. So if you guys what tricks and techniques we generally use to do, I'm comparing it again. So we form a partnership firm, and we form a partnership firm, and instead of there are basically two-person. Okay, uh person A is already earning some sort of income. Okay, and he's filing a taxation. I'm talking about in Indian terminology. Okay, if I am wrong, please correct me. Person A is earning some sort of income in India. Okay, and just because he have accumulated a lot of money, he thought of opening a cafe. Okay, now what he is going to do, just because his wife is not earning, he wants to use her profitability, her slabs, the up till, I guess, up till 5 lakh or 3 lakh, our income is being exempted. So what he is going to do, he introduced his wife as the partner of that firm, and after at the year end, that partnership firm, if generates any sort of income, the wife or the B takes out the money, puts it into her taxation, and takes the benefit out of it. Am I right or I am right? Or should I explain it with the help of picture or someone getting confused? No issues. Let's focus in somewhere else. Okay. But in US taxation, what government is trying to say is that the partnership firm is not going to pay any taxes, but the partners are going to pay the taxes. But now the question is how these people are going to transfer the partnership income to their partners. So in that scenario, now see the beauty. Form text 1065 comes with another form number, sorry, it is called as schedule K. Now from now onwards, whenever I say schedule A, schedule B, schedule C, form A, form M1, form M2, M3, or whatever form, these are not the another form, whereas these are the supplementary form. Supplementary form means that this is basically my one form. This is my basically form number 1065. Okay, this is my main form 1065. Not all information will be included in this particular page. So we continue, we add another pages, we add supplementary pages. Now the terminology has been changed. Instead of supplementary, people started calling it as schedule K, schedule K1, schedule C, schedule A. So basically we introduce, or in US taxation we add another attachment which is called a supplementary form in another terminology. That terminology is either called as schedule K, we might be called as schedule 1, and in form 1040 it is somewhere schedule 1, schedule 2, or in at partnership or in form 1065 it is schedule K. Then we have schedule K1, then we have form number 8849, then we have form number 49 4797. There are various other forms, but these forms are the supplementary to provide more information that we have included on the first to 5 page of the income tax of the form 1065. Now hear me out. Whatever income that is being generated on page number 1 of partnership 1065 is included in the schedule K1. Now understand one thing. Schedule K1 is the entire cake. Okay, is the entire cake. Now the number of partners are there, every single partner is going to take a piece out of that cake, and he is going to enjoy that piece of cake. Up till here everyone is on the same page or not? Then I'll be going ahead and clearing you more out. Up till here, up till here. So the flow is whatever income that has been generated over here on page number 1 of 1065 goes to what? Goes to schedule K. Okay. Now from schedule K, whosoever is the partner will take their share or their piece of cake. And let's say, for example, we have a total net profit of $100,000 during the year 2023. Perfect. And there are 4 partners. Each partner is having 25% of their share. So partner A, Vandana, then we have Parth, then we have Mayur, then we have Nitisha. Okay, sorry, how many partners are there? 4, 5. So these 4 partners will take their share. This 25%. So how many like A is going to take how much? Sorry, Nitisha will take 25%, which is $25,000. Vanna will take her share $25,000. Parth will take $25,000 and Mayur will take $25,000. Now these people they share the entire profit that is being generated from partnership goes to their schedule K1. From their schedule K1, they will be included in their form number 1040. And now in 1040, these people are going to pay their taxes. Guys, कितना बड़ा बाउंसर आया आपके जीवन में? All clear है? All clear. Rishank, all clear means how? This all clear or this all clear? Repeat, please. I'll definitely repeat. Don't worry. But as of now, how many of you have understood? Yes, Rakesh, you got it exactly. So now, let me explain you one more time. I'll be giving you small idea. This is your form number 1065. I'll write it down. Basically, this is your form number 1065. I don't know you can see it or not. On this is basically your form related to your partnership. Now this partnership form 1065 will generate income or expenses. Now supposingly you have profit or you have any kind of losses. You have a loss. This loss will be going forward at and sit in schedule K. This whatever loss that has been generated on your partnership firm will sit in schedule K. Schedule K is basically a cake where all the losses, all the incomes of from the partnership are coming and sitting over here. Okay. Now there are 4 partners or 3 partners in every single partnership firm. Then only partnership will be formed. Even if there are 2 partners, then only it is called as partnership. Now these people who are the partners will taking their share. These people have taken their share. Now this share is going to sit in their form number 1040. Now, if these people are having huge losses, they might end up giving zero tax on their form number 1040. Means that 1040 is basically individual tax. Now, during that, now we are going to file our Indian income tax in upcoming few months. Similarly, in USA, we are going to file their returns. As an individual, they have to file their return. If these people, those who are forming partnership or corporates who are filing form number 1120s, ignore 1120s as of now, if they are having losses, see the beauty in India. If your partnership firm has incurred any loss, it remains with that partnership firm. Whatever distribution or whatever salary that has been paid by the partnership firm to the partners will again be taxed. When it will be taxed at their individual level. Whereas in USA, if you are having any sort of income or if you are having any sort of losses, it will be going toward your individual return, and then you are going to take the benefit out of those losses which your firm has incurred. So, my dear friends, did you understood or not? What is the basic idea of Form 1065? And what is the basic idea of Schedule K? And what is the Schedule K1? Schedule K1 is the piece of cake which is being shared to everyone else. Partnership is not paying taxes. And let me see the question, guys. Hold on. How's the energy? How's the Josh, guys? High or low? Partnership is not paying taxes, also pass through entity, perfect. The firm do not pay taxes at the entity level, perfect. The entity level partner K1 generated, perfect. So Rajesh, whatever you have told me as of now, it is the technicalities, technical words currently I'm not using. Reason being, हमारे पास में जो जनरल जनता है वो इतनी टेक्निकलिटीज पे जाएगी, people will leave the room. And I don't want to do happen that. So yes, you are, my dear friend, you are correctly right. This is basically how the partnership firm or the Form 1065 works. This is the beauty of Form 1065. So again, I would like to ask you, how did you understood? Did you like the way US taxation is being drafted? There was one person who was from audit and there was another person who was from MBA background. I would specifically target these people and ask them, guys, did you understood or not? Thank you, Vinay. More feedbacks. Come on, Anedo. uh, do we have, guys? Hold for a second. Rajesh bhai, can you help me out on this particular segment?
Which one?
So, supposedly there is a part K1 that is being flown from one from partner to their individual return, which is 1040. Now, how that tax is being paid?
Like, there are different income in K1s. Like, they also earn like normal business income. So they report it as in Schedule E, right? As a
Hmm.
passive income or active income,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
and interest, dividends, capital
Hmm.
gain. So it
Hmm.
merge with their respective interest
Hmm.
and respective dividend, respective capital gain. So at the end, they can get the idea exact about how much they earn from
Hmm. Hmm.
particular interest income. So they
Hmm. Hmm.
calculated accordingly as per the
So,
tax rate.
if I understood correctly, if there is a capital gain from partnership, that will be going to their form number 1040, the individual return, and
Hmm.
that capital gain will be taxed at capital gain rate.
Yes,
Supposedly,
yes.
there is another income which is from the pass through. Guys, another technical word, do not worry, do not focus on that technical point. But so if there is an income which is taxed at another or different rate, it will be taxed at that particular rate. Once all those incomes are being combined, then the person will be getting his profit or loss, at which he has to pay the tax at the individual level. Thank you so
Yeah,
much, Rajesh ji.
yeah,
What is
exactly.
the quantum of the amendments in US taxation? Does the government bring changes every year similar to Indian taxation? So I would like to answer this thing in very beautiful way. The thing is that just like Indian government, US taxation keeps on bringing their amendments every year. Perfect. So every year, those rates, those numbers, those phase out limits, those limits, the upper limits, lower limit, everything keeps on changing. But the thing is that these changes are mostly hit on a particular subject that we are going to learn, which is Form 1040. But on business or the corporate, as of now, we are reading. Let's say, for example, we are concentrating on Form number 1065 Tomorrow we'll be focusing on form number 1120 and 1120S. These changes are not that much, the amendments in these two subjects are not that much as compared to individual. So maximum changes are being hit in part 1 of EA, or I can say in the individual part. There are the limit that keeps on changing every year. There are the upper limits or lower limits. There are phase out limits that keeps on changing every year. Where is in our corporate tax, or I can say form number 1065 11 corporate taxation, limits are changed. Yes, definitely there are certain changes. I'll give you one example right now, but they are not exponentially changed every year. Let me give you one example. uh, Before I give my example, okay, before I give my example, so we have talked about this particular form. Page 2 and 3 talks about the information, uh, and then we have I given you the terminology of K1 and K. This is how your schedule K looks like, which is called a partner's distributed share of item. Just giving you an example. So if you can see over here, the ordinary business income or losses from page 1 line 23. Page
65
1
માંથી
is the
કેટલું થશે?
Rajesh ji, your mic is on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No worries, sir. So on from line number 1, the page 1 that we have just discussed, income and expenses, everything will be flowing over here, and the rest of the incomes and losses will be coming toward this, sit over here, and from this particular form, this is the schedule key, it will be distributed to various partners. Perfect. Up till here, we are on the same page or not? Meantime, Rishank, can you please repeat again the capital gain tax for the partition? Rishank, don't worry. See, if you are going to stick to every single word that I'm going to use or an example that I'm going to use, trust me, brother, trust me, you will be confused at the deepest level, because capital gain is on the whole next level. Just like India, just like in India, we have the capital taxation, then we have the indexation, then we have another level of the exemptions of some. So we take the exemption in NHSI bonds or something like that. So these kind of tricks and techniques that are being used in the Indian income tax, that are not being catered in US taxation. It's simple, plain and simple. So please don't worry, guys. Don't worry. Capital gains. What with that particular example, what I mean is that if there is a capital gain, it will be going to their partners from 1040, and whatever, whether it's a long-term capital gain or it is a short-term capital gain, it will be taxed at that particular rate. So long term is taxed at some different rates, or short term is taxed at some different rate. This is what I mean. Please, guys, don't go into depth. This is a brief overview. Bouncer हो जाएगा, बहुत बुरा bouncer हो जाएगा. Okay, so page 5, we are on the page
Rishabh,
5.
just a
Yes.
second. There are two more questions from
Hmm.
Vinay. First question is, what is the quantum of amendments in USA taxation? Does the government bring changes every year similar to Indian taxes?
This is what I have
And
already explained, that
yeah,
part 1 has more changes, more amendments, and part 2 does not have more amendments. But yes, every year there are some amendments, there are certain new norms, rules, regulations that keeps on coming. For that, I'll be giving you one example. As of now, I'm just moving to that page where I want to show that example. Nitisha, second question.
it's from Sagar saying difference between Schedule K and K1.
Simple, Sagar, see, this is your question. uh, my drawing is third class. This is a piece of cake. This is your entire cake. uh, okay, so partner A, B, C, D, E, and F, these are the partners. Now each partner is going to take their share. So partner is E is going to take his share, partner B is going to take his share. So schedule K is the pool, is the entire pool where all the incomes from other sources are going and fall and put a cap into that pool. Now Once this pool has been gathered, combined, after that, each partner is going to take his share as per the percentage of holding he's having into the partnership. So supposingly this pool, this entire pool, let's say for example, income from all everywhere has been included, and the entire net profit at the end of the year is $1 lakh net income or net profit, I'm saying. Okay, it's 1 lakh in Indian terminology. Now partner B E has only 10% share. Okay, so partner E is only having 10% share in the partnership firm. So in his, so how much profit he is going to take? He will be taking $10,000 as his share from that firm. This $10,000 income will be flowing to his form 1040. Now, did you understood or not? Perfect. Moving ahead, so this is your schedule K1. I'll be giving you these PPTs. You can have a look. I have already given you the differences or the analogy, everything has been included. So this is my style. I do not look at the uh, inputs or the languages that I have been used. Basically, I love sharing my knowledge, my insight. I don't like turning English to English. I love to explain what I have in my brain. Okay, moving ahead. So now we have schedule A, L, schedule L. Now repeat after me. It is schedule L. Okay. Schedule L talks about what? Balance sheet. Now, just like in our balance sheet, we have the assets and then we have liabilities. Perfect. This is how we write. Okay. Now, in liability, we have the equity section. Maybe I'm wrong. I just want to give you an example. Okay. So we have the assets, we have the liabilities, and then we have the equity. Similarly, in schedule L, we have the asset part up till here, up till this portion. Up till this portion, we have the total asset. Whatever income, sorry, whatever asset we are having for the year are going to be mentioned. From the beginning, we have the beginning assets, we have the ending asset. Opening and closing simply. and and then we have the liability part, and there is one section which is called as equity part. Same like the Indian taxation, same like the Indian methodology. Even if you are from audit background, you have seen this asset and liability. Even if you are from MBA background or BCom background, I am pretty much sure you guys have heard about asset and liability. And asset, but the only difference is the way of presentation. In India, we previously, when I was into Indian taxation, I used to have that T-shaped balance sheet. Then we have the asset, then we have the liabilities. Perfect. In USA, it's just the simple format, vertical format, and the assets were classified on the topmost. Then we have the liabilities, whatever liabilities that are being included in the firm that are catered to the business are included, and we have the capital that is being introduced by the firm. Now, to answer your question, there was one question that a person has asked whether the amendments keep on changing a year to year. Yes, every year we used to have changes till 2000 and 2022. And now I'm going to bring one concept which is the M1 with the help of an example. First thing, M1. What is M1? Schedule M1. Schedule M1 is nothing more than the expenses or the incomes that are being disallowed. My dear friends, there are certain incomes or expenses that are not being allowed from the Uncle Sam's perspective. These are just the bogus entries. I'm using a very layman, a very vague terminology, but to make you understand, M1 is created or M1 is made for those people, for those expenses, or for those incomes that does not carry a weightage in the eyes of law. Okay, let me give you one example. Back then, I'm bringing two examples. Back then in 2020, we have a disallowed line item. We basically call it as a line item. In 2020, there was one line item by the name meals. Okay. Up till 2020-22, meals was 100% allowed. Means that if you have incurred certain expenses and in your profit and loss you have mentioned meals as an expense, in 2020 you can take the 100% deduction out of it. Guys, up till here we are on the same page or not? Yes or no? Part, thank you. What about others? Those who are from the non CA background, non taxation background, I need an answer from them. Yes or no? Because I have full faith on the people, those who are from CA background. But my main focus is on those people who are completely new to the US taxation. More answers. I just got 5-6 answers as of now. What about others? Didn't get properly. I'll explain you one more time. I'm giving you a taste of M1, Schedule 1, M1. Just a taste, okay? Because it is the most spicy thing in form number 1065, 1120, and 1120s. It generally bring tears to your eyes when you start working on this particular concept. This is the most beautifully drafted or bitter concept bitter concept of US taxation. So this is your balance, this is your PNL. Okay, so supposingly you have a net receipt of 100, then you have expenses. Under expenses you have two items. So basically you have 50 rupees as salary, okay, and then you have 10 rupees as your meals. 10, I'm basically taking it very easy words as of now. Okay, till 2022, in year 2022, what we generally used to do, what we generally as a tax preparer, a tax accountant, I can say, we were allowed to take meals means खाने की सामग्री. आप खाने की सामग्री अगर ऑफिस में प्रोवाइड करा रहे हो अपने एम्प्लॉइज को, अपने कलीग्स को, अपने बिजनेस पार्टनर्स को, या अपने किसी भी क्लाइंट को, these things are included into your into your profit and loss. Up till year 2022, we used to take 100%. We were allowed to take the deduction. So my net profit in year 2022 was how much? 50 minus 60, sorry, 100 minus 60. It was $40, 40 rupees. Perfect. Same page. But in year 2023, there is an amendment. In year 2023, there was an amendment. So if your net receipts was 100, then we have salaries that I have paid salaries to my employees. I can take salaries are to be paid 100% deduction. In year 2023, there is the amendment. For the meals, now you can take only 50% deduction, which means, focus on my words, which means out of this 10 rupees, 5% is allowed to take the deduction and 5% is disallowed. Disallowed. I am writing over here. Disallowed. Okay. This disallowed for those expenses which is being disallowed by the IRS, not by me, by the government, by the law. For those items, we prepare Schedule M1. Now in year 2023, I can take a deduction of only what? 5 rupees. So my net profitability increases by 5 rupees. So in the year 2023, I have to pay tax 5 rupees extra, which I used to pay in year 2020. So M1 को दूसरे शब्दों में, आसान शब्दों में बोला जाएगा disallowed expenses. So those expenses that are being disallowed are included in Schedule M1. Now, my dear friends, there is a huge list of items that are being disallowed by the IRS, but आज हम नहीं पढ़ेंगे. See, these things are to be taught in detail, and if I start giving you more explanation about M1 and M2, trust me, you won't gain or gauge any kind of knowledge. This is the best example that I can give you. So in short, M1 is the disallowed expenses that are being not allowed by the IRS, and you have to include it now. So, my dear friends, did you understood or not? This is all about your Form 1065. M2 is basically talks about M2 is basically talks about the opening and closing partners capital. So up till here, did you got the taste of Form 1065? Did you understood what's there in the partnership form? Now, if you want
There
to
is
ask,
one question in Q&A
yes,
section. What is the
uh-huh.
agenda of the session after these two classes? What to do? So, Risha, would you like to answer or should I?
Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Yeah, so agenda of the session, whosoever has asked this, it was just to give a brief about what is US taxation. If you want to pursue your career into US taxation, then what are the opportunities with you? And today's class was about the enroll agent. What we'll be starting the detailed sessions in May month. So this was just an overview session. What is enroll agent? This all we, matlab Rajesh Bhai and Rishabh explained in last weekend classes. Those classes I want everybody to know that those classes have been uploaded on YouTube. Mithinga will add that link of the page in chat box itself. Those who have missed the previous sessions can watch directly on our YouTube page. And yeah, this was it. Rishabh, if you want to add anything, you can.
Perfect. Give me a second. Guys, can you see the screen as of now? Agenda, let me tell you the agenda, and then we will be asked, someone has asked me an exam related query, I'll get back to you again, and then one question being raised by Rakesh ji, I'll get back to you. So agenda, that's a very great question whoever has asked. The agenda of these things is into three levels. When I say is that, first thing, we are creating an awareness of the US taxation. I am probably sure you might have not joined my very first class. At that point of time, I gave one example. I told people that when I started appearing, or when I started doing this survey back then in 2018, that at that time or point of time there was no geo in existence, and we have to pay 350 rupees for 1 GB internet, and we have to use that 1 GB internet for the entire month. We do not get any extra penny from our parents. Okay, so awareness, let's talk about the awareness. Today you guys are having a platform, a person, a guide that can tell you what exactly is there in US taxation, whether you can make money out of it or not, whether your next 10 years you can build your career, you can become a millionaire or a billionaire. I'm not sure about it. Whether you can take your family from 0 to 100, and giving you an idea, yes, you guys can do it. So first thing, the first level is giving you the clarity that people who are there in US taxation, or who are making their career in the US taxation, they are earning pretty good, pretty well. And I am one of this example. Those who have not joined my first lecture, I have said one thing. My growth rate in past 3 years is 316%. This is my growth rate in past 3 years. This is the first thing. Second thing, now I have given you the awareness that yes, you can make a career, you can build your career in US taxation. The question comes is how. So this is the exact answer, how you can make the career. There are lot many opportunities than you can think of. Even I am completely unaware as of now that in an upcoming future, in looking at the US taxation, where I can build my career. So this area is huge, vast. So if someone who has asked this question, please go and watch the first lecture. You will understand. So not the lecture, first webinar, you will understand the opportunities that we are having in US taxation. And my dear friends, when I said that what are the career opportunities by you, if you have joined this thing, I'm telling you, if you want to make your career in US taxation, these are the three areas. Sorry, these are the two areas where you can make the career. This is the individual where Rajesh ji is making his career. This is my area where I'm building my career, and I'm earning money. Okay, now finally, finally, this what my dear, my beloved colleague has already explained you, that with the help of this webinar, we will be conducting our classes. We will be conducting an EA classes, enrolled agent classes, and soon we might be launching CPA classes as well. Okay, with this, you can guys become an EA. You can start your journey from 0 to 100. You can reach up till this level. So this is the agenda of this: awareness, career opportunity, and then we have your platform. Thank you so much for your question. Vinay, you can ask your question. Meantime, Rakesh, as you said, Captain, we should not learn in 90-minute class. Appreciate for the glance of 1060. Thank you, Rakesh. Thank you so much for your kind words. Vinay, you want to ask me something? Whether the course material changes every year based on the government amendments, not the entire material, just the uh, numbers I can say. Okay, there are certain numbers. Rajesh ji, can you give me one example of uh,
Changes.
standard deduction limits? What was there in year 2022 and
Yes.
2023?
Yeah, there's some, there are very minor changes. Like, in the last year, you might have like, like social security wages are there. In each and every year, there's some numbers are only changes, and you don't have to remember that particular numbers. They are, standard deductions are there. So these are the fixed rate by the IRS. And every year, almost like 700 or 1400, something like that, differ every year. Okay. And there are some, like mileage rate are there. So very, you can say only hardly 5 to 10% you will see the material difference when you go through over the, every year. 5 to 10% only different. Nothing else.
So, Vinay, to answer you in a very layman terminology, layman example, I'm telling standard deduction is just like the deduction which we used to get in our income tax return. So we have 250,000 of standard deduction. Then we have another slab for which we get to 5 or 10% of taxation. Then we
Yeah.
have another. So this is basically the standard deduction in the form 1040 in individual taxation. Now these numbers keeps on changing. In current year budget in India, this number has not changed. But in US taxation, let's say for example in year 2022, the standard deduction for a particular, for a single person, I am just giving you an example. Please don't pinpoint me, sir, that you have given you a wrong example. I'm just trying to explain you the thing that you have asked. So in year 2022, a single can take $10,000 deduction. Maybe in year 2023, he might get a deduction of 12,500. So
Yeah.
these kind of changes are being brought up every year, and we keep on changing our amended course. We keep on changing or updating our material.
There are hardly 2 or 3 pages, changes that you will
You have to
witness.
encounter. You have
Yeah.
to uh, go through, repeat it again.
And
So
what,
yeah,
yeah,
please,
and
please.
when you are preparing returns, right? When you prepare practicals, then you will definitely will get an idea where it changes every year. You will get an idea. So you don't have to learn the things, but automatically you will come in mind when you do practicals and theoretical side by side.
Can I join after getting certificate from EA? I don't understand your point. If anyone else want to ask me anything, guys, I'm happy to help you. So you want to shift to Canada, Vinay? जाना भी नहीं, बहुत ठंड पड़ती है. इतने कपड़े लेके जाने पड़ेंगे कि आप ठंड से ही ठुठुराते रह जाओगे, काम नहीं कर पाओगे. If you can earn that much money at the comfort of your home, your family, your friends, कहीं जाने की जरूरत नहीं. Stay in India, earn in dollars, make India proud, make your family proud. This is basically a recording now, so I cannot give you one practical example. But one of my colleague, I started laughing. He told me कि मैं जा रहा हूँ Canada, and he was so happy that he got a very senior position. Later on, after 1 year, I called him. ऋषभ भाई, आ रहा हूँ वापस इंडिया में, मम्मी की याद आ रही है. So it's no use to go into US or in Canada. If you can earn this degree in India, earn in dollars in India, stay with your family, friends in India. What's the
Then why you
biggest
should go?
thing?
Mm.
Why should go? So if you guys do not have, okay, question I have. Question regarding study material, whether MCQ will be given or conceptual material will also be given. Vinay, I would like to ask you a counter question. In next 60 minutes, how did you like this lecture? So Vinay, this wonderful level of knowledge will be shared in your EA course as well. I'll be there for you. I'll be supporting you, guiding you throughout those things and everything you will be getting. So thank you so much from my end. This was all about okay, again one more, how we can practice training for US returns. This thing I cannot answer as of now because we need to get certain क्या बोलते हैं उसे, clarifications from USA in order to
Yes.
give you practical trainings. There's particular lot that keeps us on hold for sharing personal data. So I cannot comment on this thing. But maybe we might find a solution for this as well. But thanks for this feedback. Maybe in future we will be giving you the return training as well.
Yes,
Best timing to start.
Akash, you can just go to the integrityacademy.com and you can contact with that persons and he will definitely, you will get an idea about how to do on that. Okay.
Should be after blackout period or now. पढ़ाई कभी भी करो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है.
Mhm.
The problem is only one thing is that the slots are not available every time. So even if you study right now and you don't have the availability, you might lose what you have learned. And if you have the slot availability and you start studying according to that slot or the availability of your exam, so the best timing is again a subjective matter. I studies on Saturdays, on Sundays only, and I'm able to crack it. Okay, guys, thank you so much. You've been a very great audience. I hope I have answered your all your queries. Nitisha, could you please share my email ID or whatever number you would like to share, or the we already have one group on WhatsApp. If you have still any kind of doubt, you want to get more clarity on US taxation, on EA, on CPA, or on the career perspective, the entire team is ready for you. Me, along with Nitisha, Mithinga, and Rajeshji, we are happy to help you. Please send your queries on that WhatsApp, and whenever we get that time, because I'm married guy, and most of my colleagues are married, and we cannot give you all of our timing just because we have wife and everyone at our home, so you might have understood. So I have to keep my voice low over here. She's listening outside. So my dear friends, whenever we have the opportunity, we will definitely answer you. And thank you so much for all your attention, support, love. We will be meeting you tomorrow with another form 10, 11, 20, yes, and 11, 20. You have been a great audience. Have a great Saturday.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye.